Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Palmetto Cats Live. You probably guessed it. We're back on Sunday nights, guys. You can expect a show most Sunday nights. Hopefully, I'll be able to fill the night with something every Sunday night. So make sure you spread the word. We're back live. We're doing it again. So thank you for being here. I know some of you got caught by that commercial, but as soon as you come in, make sure you hit that thumbs up, guys. Share it out if you have a community page on YouTube. And if you have social media, share it out. Tell your dad, your mom, your uncle, your brother, your doctor, your lawyer, your auntie, uncle, neighbor. Share it all out. You never know. Maybe they'll find something interesting here. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you've been waiting to join the Boom Squad, it's real easy. Just click that join button. And you also got directions in the description. All right, guys, enough with that talking. Hey, everybody in chat, I see you coming in. We'll shout you out here in a little while and as we go through the show. But I have two amazing guests in the basement ready to talk to you. They've been around for a little while. Not an old company, but a small business making their way in the catfish community. I don't really need to introduce it too much, but it's Tackle Bandit. www.tacklebandit.com. You've seen them on YouTube. You've seen them on TikTok. You've seen them on Facebook. You've seen them at shows that you go to, tournaments. They're all over the place. I have them down here ready to go. So make sure that you check out the link in the description, tacklebandit.com for all your tackle needs. But I'm going to bring them up. Here they come. What's up, fellas? I got Nate Davis. Nate Davis, founder, owner, proprietor of Tackle Bandit. And I got his right-hand man, shop manager, Jerry Monteggia.
Come on,
it's going to happen. Oh, I almost had it. All right, we're going to swap sides here. But welcome, guys. What you been up to, Nate?
I just got back from vacation. Thankful for this guy running the shop while I was gone. I got to spend a week in Colorado with the family, and we had a heck of a good time.
How's the weather out there? Is it hot, or did you go to the mountain area of Colorado?
So we went to Pikes Peak. It was like 49 degrees up there.
Yeah, I've actually been to Pikes Peak. My grandmother used to live in Gunnison, Colorado, and now she lives in Fruita, which is not in the mountains, but Gunnison, Colorado. We went to Pikes Peak several years when we went up there. It's a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely nice weather. When we got off the plane last night, it was, 100 degrees at 9 o'clock at night, and we were like, dang it.
And then while you were gone in the cool weather in the beautiful mountains of Colorado, your man Jeremy here has been holding it down in Oklahoma in that hot shop, haven't you, Jeremy?
Oh, absolutely.
It's air conditioned in here.
We do got air conditioning in the front half of the shop at least. But yeah, it's been a little warm. We had, I think, 3 days total in the last 30 that have been under 100.
Well, hopefully we're getting into that fall season here soon, sooner for you guys than us. But where that summer heat will start cooling off. Of course, that means for me going back to work and hitting the grind again. But the fishing should get better, which is good for me and you because people are starting to use tackle and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's we noticed here, this is our second summer, that when it's hot, it slows down all the way across the board. I mean, except for the guides. We've got a handful of local guides that stop by, and thankful for them and pointing customers our way.
Yeah, so you probably have two slow seasons. You probably have the summer, the dead of summer, and then the dead of the winter for the northern guys, right?
Well, it's really like about the third week in December through like the third week in January. And then it kind of picks up again. People are like, oh, yeah, it's warming up. It's going to warm up. It's going to thaw. I better stock up. Or around here, like you can fish all winter, except for, a rare, real bad storm that comes through.
Yeah. It's about the same here. Like you can fish all year round. So we really don't ever stock up. We just kind of, whenever we run out, we call you guys. So let's talk a little bit about the company. Our topic tonight is the 5 most purchased fishing gadgets, fishing gear from your store, tacklebandit.com. But tell me a little bit, maybe some people don't know how you started the business, Nate. You started it in your house, right?
Yeah, I started it going fishing with some buddies. I don't know exactly how I met them. I don't remember exactly, but we ended up fishing down at a local low water dam, actually right off in the middle of town, and losing so much money in sinkers and stuff. I decided I either I'm gonna have to make them or find a different way to get them. So I started making them, and I bought a melting pot and some molds, and then they wanted them. My buddies who I was fishing with and their buddies. Then it slowly turned into me making them, and then carrying hooks, and it just slowly just domino affected into what it is now, where it's a one-stop shop.
I remember the first time I saw you, somebody shared a stream on Facebook, and you were in, I guess, your garage or some kind of building on your property, and you were making weights.
Yep.
And so kind of tell me how that came to be.
That's the I love giving stuff away. That's completely what I think got Tackle Bandit really going, was the fact that during our live stream, I would just go live on Facebook, and I would give it. I mean, sometimes I'd give away a couple pounds worth of sinkers. One night I gave away a Abu 7000. That was the craziest night we ever had on Facebook. There was like 700 people watching.
Wow.
TikTok now, that's not a lot of people, but like back then, that's a ton of people to watch at one time. But yeah, that's it, just going live on Facebook, and then word of mouth, people buying stuff. I got a website. It really just started rolling. Jeremy helped a lot with making sinkers, especially in the beginning. He probably from about a year after, 8 months to a year after I started Tackle Bandit is when we actually go to church together, and that's how we met. And so it just kind of, he wanted to help, and who knew that a couple years after that he'd be working here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you met. I mean, I knew the story because I met Jeremy. Jeremy came down to Santee Cooper and did the the cat Big Cat Brawl. It used to be Monster Quest, but he came down and brought the trailer, and I got to meet him and his family, and it was awesome. I kind of got a little background. So you guys met in church, and but Jeremy wasn't the only one that helped you, right? I mean, we got to give credit to one other special person.
I mean, there's nobody else here now. My wife was a huge help. In the beginning, she this totally started by accident. I had no intentions of starting a business. I've been self-employed in the past, and I really loved it. I did lawn care and landscaping for about 8 years. And this was a total accident. I worked at an engineering company. If you want to watch like the full version of this, Dieter and I did a podcast that kind of goes through the whole story in a lot more detail. But it just ended up being that my full-time job wasn't in Tackle Bandit, wasn't able to keep going together. So we made the decision to jump to Tackle Bandit full-time. And it was, man, I honestly, I meet with my old boss about every month or two and have lunch with him and a couple guys from my previous employer. And it is the best thing I ever did was to jump in and do this. So if you guys do have a small business and you can make it work, by all means, jump in and do it. Like, I have no regrets at all. That's something that, and if you get the right people behind you, supporting you, especially if you're a retail business or you require service, man, word of mouth is the way to go for growing it.
So that's kind of like the American dream. You know, you put in the business, you built it small, you worked part-time, and then one day, Cameron, you're like, you know what? I think we can make it go with this, and you just did it. You just said, that's it. I'm going all in.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife Mallory, she was a huge supporter with this. I'm not gonna lie, that was the biggest jump I ever made.
Yeah,
I made decent money doing what I was doing prior to this, and I mean, took a pay cut. We made it work, and it's just there's nothing better than looking at what's been built from my hard work and my friends' hard work, and it's really came together, and it's came something special.
That's awesome, and you guys have really paved the way, and now I can't imagine how many people get their tackle from you, which is the topic of the show. So again, our friend Dieter Melhorn Fishing did a podcast with Nate talking about the whole starting and Nate's background and everything. So if you want to go check that out after the show, of course, go check that out. But tonight we're talking about the 5 most purchased things from Tackle Bandit. And so let's start with the number 1 purchased item from Tackle Bandit.
Let's see. Does anybody have any guess? Do a drum roll.
Baby rattles.
Demon Dragons. That's our
Okay.
number 1 selling item here at Tackle Bandit. We've got the 3.0 series and then the Brute. I am not holding these differently. The Brute is that much larger. It's
He's long arming it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dieter Melhorn,
Yeah. No,
make that thing look bigger. Hold it to the camera.
but this is our best-selling item here in our store as far as the number of items that we actually sell of it. It's a super popular item. Kevin is I believe, a pretty firm believer in Demon Dragons. If you guys don't know, this is an inline rattling float. We did pave the way with Demon Dragons. Not me personally, but Scott Manning, who started this company, started Demon Dragons, and I picked it up from him, and I bought it about 4 years ago, and it's been an awesome experience growing and adding new things. It's came a long ways.
So how long did you've had the Demon Dragon for a couple years now, and it's the original, the number one, catfishing rattle float out there, and it's the original. So, but how long have you been thinking about or working on the Brute series? Because that can't be like you just thought about it yesterday and then you put it in production. I'm sure you've had a lot of design and a lot of thought going into it.
So I had the opportunity to do the Brute for a long time. I had samples made like probably within a year of me buying the company, but I never did it because I was like, wasn't cost effective. They were going to cost like 3 times as much to have made.
Wow.
So there's a lot of back and forth. Actually, Tyra Williams was the big one who pushed me and said, "You got to get a bigger one." And I said, "All right, we'll try it. Well, I'll check back and see." And so we were able to do it. And initially, I thought we were going to be able to do a 4-pack of Brutes for the same price as the 3.0s, but it didn't work. So we got them down to where it's a reasonable price, a 3-pack of these giant Demon Dragons. And we've got 6 colors right now, and we will have we've got 6 more coming in here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, the process from actually the day that I said, "Hey, I want to pursue this and get it going," it took probably, because there was molds that had to be made. It's a big expense to get a product. Because this is a completely custom. There's nothing out there that's this size, that's this profile, except for the mold that we had manufactured. We had specific things done, like we rounded off this back edge for the guys that do run their line through it, so it won't cut their line as bad. So we'll leave that divot. So there's odds and ends, and we specified the noise, the proprietary amount of the rattles and sizes that are in there, and how the cavities are formed. Like, that's something that we went through and designed. It was like 6 to 8 months to actually get this in production. And we could have done it faster, but we didn't. What do we have?
Didn't want to just slap something
We had like
out there
6 sample runs of different things we tweaked and changed. It was a big ordeal.
Yeah, and you don't want to put anything out there that's unfinished and unprofessional. And
exactly.
That's one thing I'll say. Like, if you look, I saw Muddy River Catfishing's in the house. One of the brands that you decided to upgrade to the Brute was the one named after his channel.
Oh yeah.
So you got one of those down there.
That bad
there
boy.
It is. Nate, I don't know if you know that, but that one glows in the dark under black light.
Oh, under black light, yeah, probably so.
Yep, it does. I confirmed it the other night. but yeah, so I have some of each, of course, and the Muddy River 3 or 4.0 and the Brute look exactly the same in every single detail, except for the fact that they're larger, and the Brute doesn't have that middle eye on it. So you guys took a lot of time to make sure those details are right on.
So my biggest frustration with Demon Dragons, and I'm not going to go on for this very long, is people say it's just a generic blank. You can't go buy this in the United States, anything even similar to this, besides a genuine Demon Dragon. Our next step to this is we're going to offer on our 3-pack, we're going to offer these without the eye. That's going to be probably the one thing we're going to take off on these, because this is a custom mold that we have manufactured. This isn't just a run-of-the-mill. Like that noise, there's none other on the market that are this size, that are buoyant like this one is, that are that loud.
Yeah.
And so one thing that we're actually doing that I don't know if I should really say, but we're going to offer certain color schemes as a topwater bait. So I've got another thing we're in the works with is like some of these colors we're going to have with an eye single packed with treble hooks, specifically for guys hunting striper or largemouth.
Oh, wow.
So that's in our next venture with Demon Dragons, and that's currently in the works. As far as like they'll be here before too long. So we're super excited about that, and there's nothing else that's loud in the size, like an all-around quality product like what we offer.
That's awesome. Well, there's no doubt why that's your number one seller. I mean, you got you've done something also after CatCon. You got a lot of new people on board that are really pushing the
Oh,
product and that believe in the product. And luckily, I'm one of them. So,
absolutely.
I think that speaks for itself. All right, let's move on to number two. What's your number two? Well, let's talk about categories. It's kind of hard. You said it's kind of hard to do like a single item, but what's a category that sells a lot?
So rods would definitely be our number two. Jeremy can go on
Absolutely.
that one.
Yeah, with our rod selection, we've actually really taken the time to scour the industry and deal with the brands that want to stand behind their product as much as we want to as a retailer. So we've dealt with a lot more of the smaller names, but in the catfishing industry, they're big names.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the Shakespeares and the Ugly Sticks, and
Which we carry.
but the ones that we really have been able to really put together, and for our area here in Oklahoma, there's no shops out there that have this kind of selection.
One thing that we do offer, so we've got all the big name catfishing brands: Mad Cats, Catch the Fever, Meat Hunter, Rippin' Lips, Muddy River Catfishing, Whisker Seeker, Warrior Rods, and then we do carry like Okuma, Ugly Sticks, Shakespeare. There's one that I'm missing. What is it? Danny King rods, and then Real Catnappers as well.
Yeah.
So we've got like a huge core of rods, and we're looking to add. There's a couple other bigger brands I know that go to CatCon that we will have in the future. But one thing that we offer that I was getting at is we do wholesale and distribution too. So if you are watching this and you do have a bait store and you're interested in these rods, we are a place who can sell the majority of these wholesale and get you set up with them at a reasonable price. There's no minimums as far as like what you have to buy of each rod. And that's what we do. We offer this service to give it to where you can buy a couple of each of them and have to pay one shipping cost. And that's for our retail sales too online. If a guy wants to have like a Catch the Fever bumping rod and a Mad Cat, spinning rod, and then a Whisker Seeker rod, they can get a hold of us and we can ship it all at once where they have to pay shipping one time.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you said backstage that Mad Cats and Catch the Fever, your top two selling rod brands right now, right?
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And you said something interesting too. You said out there where you're at, the Meat Hunter rods sell the best.
For our area, they're so well priced. I mean, they went up this last year or like beginning of this year, but they're so well priced. Like you can buy an 8-foot 2-piece rod is at $43.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a symbol in the USA rod. That's a pretty reasonable price. Somebody can come in and pair it up with an inexpensive spinning reel and be on their way to go snag spoonbill or catfish. But yeah, here Meat Hunter for the last 20 years has been the rod that everybody knows.
That's interesting because I never heard of it until I saw you guys at CatCon. I'd never heard of a Meat Hunter rod.
Well, yeah. What do you think of that flex rod?
Oh, I love it. I took it shark fishing with me to try to catch some bluefish. Unfortunately, I didn't hook up, but I did your test with my dad. I said, hold that rod right there. And I took the tip of the rod and he was holding it like 45 degrees from his waist like I was. And I took the tip and I touched his toes with it.
At Columbus, Ohio, we took a Meat Hunter Flex and we actually bent it all the way around, and we could. I just wasn't comfortable being with how many people. I get about a foot away from the butt at that angle. I mean, and it was just people were in awe of what that rod could do. Wow.
Yeah, Jesse from Outdoors Addiction said I have a video on my Meat Hunter rod, so y'all go check that out if you want to see a Meat Hunter rod. Go check out Outdoors Addiction.
Absolutely.
Fishing and Freedom said I bought a 10-foot heavy from them. That thing is a beast.
Yeah, and that's what they specialize in. So like Meat Hunter offers a one-piece rod from 7 foot all the way up to 13-foot length. Now we can't ship anything that's over 8 foot long, but like at shows and stuff, we definitely bring one-piece rods and our 2-piece rods. They have 2-piece rods from 8 foot all the way up to 16 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So and actually a bunch of shops down in Galveston and Corpus Christi, we've started doing some routes down there for those long rods specifically. So they're starting to get out there on the coast.
Yeah, they're making their way. And, I mean, Meat Hunter has been an awesome company to do business with. Charlie Crook, they're only an hour and a half away from us in Alma. Good company to do business with.
Yep.
So do you think that the rise in companies doing like affiliate programs with the rods has attributed to the rods selling more, or has it always been that way?
I mean, so I think we've carried rods for about 2 years, maybe a little bit longer, 2.5 years. Um, so we're really just now getting into where we're moving a lot of product as far as like daily sales. And so that's like, I think TikTok and YouTubers and people who are pushing brands, pro staff, or just affiliate anglers, how you can get I don't know the technical term, but you get a little bit of a kickback. I think that makes a big difference in a specific brand sales. But really, it's just, if you like whatever product you use, whether we carry it or not, tell people about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong in saying, hey, I love this, Mad Cat's rod or Hellcat. There's nothing wrong. Like, shoot, if you use both of them. The one thing that I would love to see is this industry come together, specifically in the rod market, because there's so many options.
Say it again for the people in the back.
So we want everybody to come together on these rod brands. There is no reason for the hatred or anything. Shoot, I know there's other stores, but we carry such a huge selection, and we're going to probably carry, there's 2 more major brands that I'm looking into carrying that a year ago I probably wouldn't have carried because of other things that were happening. But my biggest thing is if we can get people to come together and work together and be okay with standing next to a buddy that uses a brand that they don't use. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their preference. There's no rod that's the best.
I say this, like, you're probably buddies with people with a different truck than you got.
Yeah, exactly.
So how is that different than a rod? It's a tool, So I'm glad to hear you say that publicly. Sometimes that can be a controversial thing to say, but I'm happy to hear you say it.
We sell a little bit of everything. I mean, we carry brands that flat out compete against each other. Like, we'll carry 5 different types of planer boards, 4 different types of planer boards. They're all small businesses, and we want to give people the option to buy what they're looking for, or what they like to use. That's our one goal. Is we want to start. When I started this, I want to have quality products at a reasonable price. That's my goal. It's just to be fair on everything.
Here's a good question. I don't think there is, but Air Run asked, is there a code for people who want to buy while you're live or after? There's a Demon Dragon code on demondragons.com.
Drop it, Kevin.
Catfish 20. I dropped it in the chat, but for Tackle Bandit, not right now, but maybe later. We'll see. We'll let them think about it.
Yeah, I'll get one. I might have to run over here for a minute, but I'll get one.
Ace said, I'll stick with the Muddy River rods. Yeah, and that's so they sell those too. Another great company.
Yeah, Chris has been awesome to work with. Shoot, he's got a huge selection of rods that, for a small business like himself, he has a very good, high quality product.
Yep. I have several, and I'm getting with Anvil right now and kind of doing my thing with Anvil, but the first catfish rods I use, like for actual catfish, other than Catch the Fever, which were the only rods we could get down here at the time.
Yeah.
My second ones were Muddy River catfishing rods, but as somebody who's has used all of them, I can say that it's awesome to have one for all your customers, a different brand for all your customers.
Yeah, and one thing is people walk in our store, they buy rods on color. They don't care if it's a medium or a medium heavy or heavy. If they see that pink Warrior rod and they want to buy it, man, they're picking it up and they're going to walk out the door with it.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of anglers who want a specific thing. They know what they want for, but a lot of people see what they want and they're like, yeah, this will work. I think I'm going to buy that one.
Yep. Yeah, the G-Style said if we can get those Abu Garcia calls down. Yeah, Abu doesn't really do sales or anything. So they stick it to their distributors, and the distributors have to make a profit on it.
So I don't know how many people are actually watching.
We have 94 right now.
Pretty lightly. So Abu has a MAP price program, minimum advertised price. It's that $169.99. You're not going to find a reel marked down from that that's going to be there consistently. It's just, that's the rules.
Yeah, I may have found some here in my local shop, but I don't think they knew the rules because I may have bought one or two at $129.
I'll just be honest. We have a little bit different price for Abu reels in our store, but I can't tell you the price right now. That you have to walk in our store and see it. It can be less in a walk-in store, but I can't put, hey, this reel's $20 off online, or I'll get an email saying, if you don't quit, we're going to make it to where you can't buy these anymore. That's pretty much how big companies work.
Yep. So you can't put it online. Becca Mudtramp said, "This might sound silly, but does Tackle Bandit have an Amazon store?"
We do not have an Amazon store. There's more than one reason why we don't. We want to encourage direct sales with retailers. Amazon's an awesome company. I buy products
weekly.
Yeah, we get stuff weekly that we buy for the store. But everything I can buy direct from these companies, that money goes direct to the company. If you bought a Monster Rod Holder from Monster Rod Holder's website, they would get more of that money than off their Amazon account because Amazon take a cut. That's why we don't sell anything on Amazon. Now, there are some retailers that we sell like Demon Dragons to that there's been Demon Dragons on and off Amazon. But as of right now, I don't see us going to Amazon just because we do wholesale and distribution to other bait shops, and I don't want to take away from their sales if they can buy that locally or find it somewhere else through even if it's through a different retailer.
Well, I like that too. As a small business owner, once you go big like that, then that kind of takes that away from you.
Well, and one other thing, if I can jump in, Nate and I are pretty much here, one of us every day of the week, and we pack up orders every single day. So we're packing them that day or the next day, and they're getting shipped out.
The only exception to orders not getting shipped out like within 24 hours is sinkers. We have like Jeremy and I are pretty much the only ones that make sinkers in here, like as far as in store. And there are certain times, like I know tomorrow, we have a ton of orders that came in this weekend for 8, 10, 12-ounce sinkers, and those take a fair amount of time to make. So that's the only exception. If you order a ton of sinkers, it might be 1 to 2 days instead of the 1 day. But most orders go out within 24 business hours.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I ordered something on Tackle Bandit, and Jeremy texted me a couple hours later. He said, "Hey, well, what about this or this?" I was like, "Okay, cool." All right, number 3. So we got Demon Dragons, we got rods. What's next?
I would say number 3 would probably be hooks in general. Obviously, you can't catch a fish without a hook. So,
yep.
Nocturnal Nation hooks are like they're going to be they're a company that's rising up in the industry as far as like the popularity. They've done really well for us. Corey and Ryan, they stand behind their products. We've had a couple issues with some things, and they are quick to get replacements sent out and they're very generous with what they do. They're super live on social media. They have like an affiliate type program to where there's they have anglers that use their products and help them get the word out for it. And they've done an awesome job. Diachi hooks are probably the number 2 for us. D85s, Diachi and Boss Cat are the same hook pretty much. Yep. They've done really well for us. I personally use Diachis. It's just what I've used for so long.
And Hookers is right there too.
Yeah.
Hookers Terminal Tackle. We sell a ton of.
Yep.
All of them.
They've got a huge, especially to stores, to bait shops. Everything's so reasonably priced. That's why I think they do so well. There's nothing that's crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And they're all quality hooks. That's something that like I mentioned, we want to have good products that we stand behind. That if there's an issue, here we'll replace it. You send it back to us, and we'll take care of the issue, or we'll take care of it all on our end. We'll replace it, no issues or no problems.
What's the biggest order of hooks? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but like, what's the biggest number of hooks you've sold at one time?
So we had a guy who a lot of people probably know. He has a bait store, and we ran. So if you guys are looking to stock up, Black Friday, the whole week is like, if you want to save up right now, you've got what, 3 months to save up. That is the week. If you want to get everything you need for fishing that we sell at a crazy good price, that's the week to buy it. That's going to be our best sales of the year. Jeremy can tell. I'm going to finish this coupon code and I'll tell you what it is.
All right.
So we have a shop that's out on the Mississippi River, out in Helena, Arkansas area, and he's a really good guy. And one of the D85, the Diachi hooks went on sale for one day, and we had an order of 800 hooks come through
from one individual,
person.
800.
Yep.
So he won't be buying hooks for a long time.
I don't know. He bumps a lot.
He does. He bumps down there quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just like drifting through Santee, you're going to lose.
Oh, man. God, don't even get me started. So I guess, having a wide selection of hooks and terminal tackles, because people, I can speak from experience, and I won't name brands because that's not what I'm trying to do. But there's a certain hook that I used to use, and I broke one off on a fish. And so even though that was probably my fault, like using pliers on the hook or something,
Right.
like you got to use what you have confidence in. And I
for
kind of
sure.
lost confidence in that. So I think confidence tells a lot about what an angler purchases. And if you have what they want, what they have confidence in, they're going to get it.
Yeah, and again, we go through and we work with companies that want to stand behind their product, and if there's an issue, and then we have the good quality products that if you do have that happen with one brand, and we hear that all the time, hey, this hook broke, I'll never use it again. That's fine. We got 5 other choices for you to pick from that are still going to be quality tournament grade hooks.
Mm-hmm. G-Style Fishing asked, do you sell a good weigh sling to weigh monster cats in?
That's something we don't carry right now. I'm looking to offer that. The issue is shipping with those.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the post office and UPS have now, there's a surcharge. It's like a $12 to $15 surcharge for anything over 36 inches in length. And so like our rod shipping has went through the roof. Typically $30 for what we charge on shipping doesn't even cover the shipping charge with our discounted rate.
Yeah. So shipping's crazy. Yeah. So I can recommend if you, since they don't sell it, G-Style, if you go to Easterland Drift Socks or EasterlandSeaAnchors.com, that's the weigh sling that I use. It'll cost you $50, and she'll even customize it for you. So until Tackle Bandit gets one, go check it out. Easterland Drift Socks. Another small business. They're right here in Santee Cooper. They make the drift socks and the weigh slings.
I've actually got trying to purchase their drift socks wholesale. They don't offer them wholesale, so
I remember Jeremy was talking to Melody when he was down here, and she said, "Yeah, I just don't have the time for that right now."
They do make some quality stuff. I've seen them on people's boats, and there's been a lot of good feedback from them that I've heard.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 10-footers on my boat, and they'll put a stop to that boat in the middle of the lake.
I've got 2 60 inches, and I'm like, I don't even know if this is enough, you know.
All right, so we got number 1, Demon Dragons. Number 2, rods in general. Number 3, hooks. Oh, you got something to say?
I do have something to say. Do you guys want to know this code?
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be live for 24 hours, okay? So tomorrow at midnight it'll be off. The code on our website at tacklebandit.com is live15, live15.
There you go, guys. Air Run asked for it.
Not everything in the store, like I mentioned, like a Blue Garcia reels, I can't put a sale on, but I mean this includes Mad Cats, Hellcats. Don't let anybody know. Mad Cats, Hellcats. Actually, let everybody know. Our apparel, Demon Dragons, crappie rods, crappie jigs, everything that we have on our website that's pretty much not a Blue Garcia or a pin product is included in this sale.
All right, well there you go. Air Run asked for it, and he's already left. But live for 24 hours, live 15. Now, don't all go to tacklebandit.com right now. Stay here and finish the show. But it'll be live for 24 hours.
Get your spouse's phone and go crash my website. That's how many people I want.
And I got a new buzzer. There we go. We'll do that for the good news on the code there. There you go. Tony Clayton said, I need 2 Hellcats. There you go. Save 15% on 2 Hellcats.
Heck yeah.
Uncle Jeep said, do you guys sell bacon?
No. Don't sell any bacon.
All right. Number 3. Number 4. So you got, let's recap. Demon Dragons, number 1. Rods, number 2. Hooks, number 3. What's number 4?
It'd definitely be slime line for our monofilament line, and then K9 cat line braid, and then Hooker's Terminal Tackle or cat cable. Those are like our 3 staple for lines. We do offer other brands like Trilene Big Game, Vicious, and Whisker Seeker monofilament. But like definitely slime line and K9 cat line are our best sellers if I can talk.
Yeah. Mike said he heard. I don't know if he heard the bell or the discount code. Mike loves a discount code. Uh-oh. There we go. Got a $5 super chat from Freddie's Outdoor Adventure. He said, great info and show tonight, Kev. Well, thanks, Freddie. All right. So,
hey,
say it again. What do you say?
So, did we get a cut of that?
Sure. Oh, there you go. Tony, this Tony Caton. This is Catch the Fever Tony. Oh, well, there you go.
That's
jig
funny.
is up, Nate.
Hey, don't report me. I know the rules. We're doing this site wide. Hey, the products you offer, Tony, and you and Caleb are awesome people.
Definitely.
Well, welcome to the stream, Tony. I don't know if you've ever been here before, but I appreciate it.
Hey, can I ask him a question real quick?
Sure.
Hey, I know that you probably already know this, but pink slime line needs to happen. I've already talked to Caleb about it. You need to just crack the whip and get it done. There's a handful of people that are consistently asking me about that. Pink slime line. It's got to happen.
That's awesome. Yeah, pink monofilament would be great because I got some pink rods and it just looks weird with the yellow line running through it. So
I mean, we got pink everything else. We got pink reels, we got pink
as well. We got Kevin Keegan from Rock Creek. He said Rock Creek likes your live feed.
Heck yeah. Kevin, we did get that display rod holder in here, the Rodzilla, and we'll have those online here shortly too for drop ship. So
awesome. Will you guys ever start carrying Andy Monster, do you think?
So what we've tried to do so far is really stick to the small brands. Like I say, small, individually owned companies, Kids Fever, Mad Cats. Help me out, Jeremy. K9, Fishing, Bonehead Tackle. Like just the smaller brand names is what we've tried to do. And we do carry some bigger name brands. We'll just try to, we're slowly adding that. Plus, we're finding out that this store that we're in is, we're going to need a bigger store here before too long.
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah. So Tony said he's been working on it for about 6 months.
Awesome. Good to know.
Let's see. Lee Evans said, just went to the website. Everything I want is out of stock.
What are you looking for? I know there's a handful of things that we are out of stock on, specific sizes, but yeah, we're working on getting everything back in. I know that I believe, Tony, you might be able to answer this too. We're putting you on the spot quite a few times. But orange Hellcats, I believe a month-ish. Green Hellcats will be a couple months after that. I believe is how it's supposed to be in. We have all the powers of medium, heavy, and extra heavy pink. Then we have heavy and extra heavy green. And then hopefully orange will be in here in the next couple of weeks. We're excited for it.
Absolutely.
Danimals Creations said, for us Oklahoma guys, where's the store at?
So we're actually located just north of Tulsa. We're in Collinsville, Oklahoma. So we're right off Highway 169. We're about 2 blocks off. So if you know the Tulsa area, about 20 minutes north of Tulsa.
If you just Google Tackle Bandit, it'll come right up and it'll take you right to our store.
Nice. Let's see. Tony said orange should be in about a week or so.
Awesome.
Get excited.
Well, I'll send you my order and I'll take half that container.
Yeah, so Ruben, welcome. We're going to talk about CatCon here as soon as we finish this top 5. So we'll be talking about that. Stay tuned. So, all right. So line. I've used the K9 braid. The K9 braid is awesome. I love it. It is a little expensive, but you know, I like to say that, you know, you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
and
it's a premium braid.
It's definitely a premium. It doesn't fade as bad as other braids. It's super strong. I use it to drag baits with so that I can so that I don't leave a lot of monofilament in the water. I use an 80-pound braid, and when I pop a line, it's popping that leader before the braid. Let me tell you.
So one thing that we're going to hint to, I'll probably just say it anyway, but tentatively, I know we'll talk about CatCon, but we will be releasing something for K9 regarding their braid that should be able to save you a little bit of money on spooling, you know, multiple rods.
Nice. Awesome. So maybe a big spool, guys. That's awesome. So line is big, and obviously we don't really need to go into why line is big, but do people usually buy a bunch of small spools, or do they like to get the big spools from you?
There's no rhyme. Like, I don't understand. Anything. We've had guys buy like 7 or 8 small spools of slime line, and then there was an order that came in today that was two 40-pound, 1-pound spools, which is that's like 5,000 yards of line.
Yeah.
So it's completely
total
up to
hit and miss.
Yeah. And then there's guys who will buy like a 10, a 15, a 20, and a 30-pound. I think they're just doing multi-species stuff, and they do what they need to.
We had a guy come into our store and ask for a 2-pound spool, a 10-pound test line.
How many was that? 10,000 yards. Is that sitting down here still? Yeah, Jeremy's going to go grab this thing, and he'll tell us the specs on the beat. And there's things, too, like if there's a specific type of line that you're looking for, we can get it in. It's just we might not carry it on our – we won't carry it on our website.
You'll see that.
We got Nina's kayak crew became a new member. Thank you, Nina.
I don't know if you can see that. That's 11,600 yards.
Wow.
10-pound test
for $51, by the way. It's a very good value. Vicious.
That'll last you a lifetime, man.
Yeah, that's an incredible price for that stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I met the guys from Vicious at Catapalooza. Very nice guy.
Me too. Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, very nice guy. Let's see. Oh man, we got a whole bunch of comments. People talking about Andy Monster. Let's see. Tried to buy a bunch of Santee Drifters. Code doesn't work for those. So the code for Santee Drifters.
Well, here.
Are you talking about for Tackle Bandit? He'll check on it.
Give me just a second. It might not. Sorry, we've added so many products in the last couple of weeks. I'll fix it real quick.
Awesome. So people are using the code, and just in case you're just coming in, Nate and Jeremy created a code just for my fans and people in this chat for the next 24 hours. What's it called again?
Live 15.
Live 15. Live 15 at tacklebandit.com for the next 24 hours. Let's see. I've had some Berkeley braid and the one bunch faded quickly. Yeah, check out that canine braid. You'll like it.
Now, unfortunately, braid is gonna fade. It's a dyed line.
Yeah.
So it definitely is gonna fade. It just like canine is one that definitely does last longer than some of the other ones that are out there.
Fishing with Big Mike said, any big spools of Berkeley Big Game or Solar Viz?
I can get it, yes. Send us a message either on Facebook or you can give us a call tomorrow at the store, and we'll see what we can find for you.
What were you saying, Jeremy?
Canine, not only have they come out with that cat line, they've been known for years in the crappie and the bass world for their braid and their fluoro. So they have an entire line of their line. Right. We just got almost the full line in. So this week we're going to be updating and putting all those crappie braid and the smaller stuff on there as well. But it's all the way around. It's a good premium braid that we had never heard of until we opened the store.
Yeah.
And we had people coming in, hey, where's your crappie braid? Where's Canine? And I've never even heard of it. And it was probably our number one requested braid when we opened the shop.
Wow. Yeah. And I met the owner. I can't remember his name at CatCon, Kentucky.
Kelly and Landon, his son.
Awesome. All right. So that's number 4. So just to wrap up, Demon Dragons, number 1, rods, number 2, hooks, number 3, line, number 4, number 5.
Number 5 kind of goes hand in hand. The comment a little bit earlier, drifting weights and planer boards, kind of that drifting rig is probably our next item.
Definitely. Santee drifters have been like
fire.
Yeah, they have been something we're having a hard time keeping in stock.
I'm glad to hear that.
Something that whenever Jeremy went out there, he met Jimmy, and that's what, like, I'd never heard of him before, just because of, I think it's just a location
regional.
Difference. Yeah.
Yep.
But they've been an awesome seller. We sell a ton of them here in store too, which is really surprising. I guess it's not, but based on what they are, they're so different than the other brands that we carry.
Yeah. And that makes me happy. Jimmy's right here 15 minutes up the road from me. And he started that company a couple of years ago. What'd you say?
If he's watching tonight, we're going to have to place another order already this week.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jimmy's a good guy. So, again, it goes along with your what you said earlier. You're promoting smaller businesses to reach a broader customer base.
So I'll put it this way, just to put the first company that really put their faith in me, that they weren't sure of what was going to happen. Caleb with Catch the Fever. I talked to him at the first CatCon. I didn't know him. I saw this guy out in the parking lot that was really short and was throwing a bunch of cardboard out of it. And I said, hey, I've heard of Slime Line and Catch Fever rods. Could we possibly carry that? And he's like, when we get back, send me an email or call me. And we talked about it, and we ended up working a few things out. And he's one of the first companies that like let us really branch out and try something different besides, you know, just a couple of brands that we had.
Especially before we had the shop up and going.
Definitely.
Yeah, Whisker Pig Fishing says I've had great results with Santee drifters. Yeah, they're, you know, there's really not a snagless drifting weight ever created, but you know, Jimmy's weights do bring that ratio down a lot. And that's kind of what a drifting weight is supposed to do. It's supposed to reduce the risk of you losing a bunch of tackle.
So speaking of those weights, they're included now on that sale. That was a mistake on our end, but Santee drifters are now on that Live 15 discount code.
There you go.
And it's again one of those things that everybody has their preferences. So we have the drifting sticks, which they're right out there in your neck of the woods too. We got structure snakes. We've got Dirty South Dragon weights. So we've got a wide selection.
And we've got pencil sinkers.
And just regular pencil sinkers.
Now, have those taken a dive in sales since the drifting sinker have come out?
It's not there. We don't push them as much because we physically have to make them. There's not a that you could buy. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, we've had guys call me and say, "Hey, I'm about to order 300 of these things," and I'm being serious. How quick can you get them done? I'll be like, all I'm done tomorrow, or we have them in stock now. We typically keep a fair share of this. We sell a lot of pencil sinkers on eBay. That's where a couple items are that we have that we offer that might save you a few bucks for buying direct from our website in bigger quantities, just because of trying to move through certain products that we have.
Ema Rufo said code worked. I already placed my order. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for the order.
So tell me about, you said planer boards were another thing on that drifting top 5.
Yeah. So the two brands that we probably sell the most of is going to be Parks planer boards, which are a local Kansas made board, and then Spread 'em, which he's in
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yep, they moved out to Tennessee. They're two different board designs. They both work really good in the specific situation that you use them in. Parks are light. They work really well at spreading in a little bit slower conditions. Spread 'em planer boards are ever so slightly heavier, and they work really well if you drift a little bit faster over like 0.5 mile an hour, 0.5 to 1. They really pull out there and they spread their baits. Spread 'em's, the Gen 3s had a welded arm. That's what really set them apart from the rest of everybody. But they offer their Gen 2s were
Gen 2
welded. Now their Gen 3s have a removable or swappable side, and it's pretty incredible how all these products have developed over the last couple of years.
Somebody said to me the other day, and I'm having a hard time remembering, it doesn't matter who it was, but they said if you're not consistently trying to get better, if you're not trying to make your product better or offer new products, then you're going to get left behind. Do you agree with that?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And have you? And you don't have to name any companies, but have you seen that in your store, like, or on the website, like somebody makes a new version of something and then you just stop kind of selling the other thing?
We've actually ended up not carrying brands that have stopped doing things. I mean, like, we can't promote their product for them. We can't make their business grow. It's something that, like, if we didn't have Demon Dragon, or I'll say this, like rods, Mad Cats or Catches Fever, if they didn't post like they do, we wouldn't be as successful. The more successful they are at posting and promoting and advertising their product, the more it moves. And so, like, when something new comes out, definitely, like, if somebody came out with this new hook that, like, made a circle hook, you know, a thing of the past, it definitely would slow down. But it's just, I totally agree with the getting better. There's brands that have not released anything in a year or two, and it's like they've fallen off our sales because people don't talk about them anymore. They're not relevant.
Right. Yeah. So anybody who owns a business, you know, I think that's what's so hard. And YouTube is kind of the same way, just because that's kind of like my side business. You know, if I'm not trying to do things better or, you know, make my videos better, live streams better, then I'll be irrelevant.
Or just being active. That's part of it too.
Yeah. Being active. Yeah. Being on the scene.
Yep. Making a post, even if it's a small business, a couple times a week, makes all the difference.
Yeah. I like that. All right. So Top 5 things. We got the Demon Dragons. You got, which is a company you own.
Yep.
And then so that's kind of cool. That's your top seller, and it's a company you own. Then you got rods, and then you had hooks, and you had line, and then dragging supplies or drifting supplies like drifting weights and planer boards. All right. Question. We got the top 5. What's something that's really odd that you sell that you never thought people would buy, but they buy it like crazy?
So I'll start this off as we have a distributor here that's local to us that I can actually walk into, grab a shopping cart, and go shop, like, and go buy things from my store.
Uh-huh.
I walked in and I saw this particular item, and I'm like, "Do you really sell these?" And the lady that I was talking to, she was like, "Oh, you wouldn't believe it if I told you how many of these we actually moved." And I'm here to tell you that these silly things, Jeremy can tell you about them. These things sell like crazy.
Fish flops.
Fish flops. Yeah. So we've got our crawler. These are bass, and they come in child and adult sizes, and they're literally slippers that you wear. We had a couple kids from, like, I guess the middle school come by, and they bought a pair one day, and we sold like 6 or 7 sets of their buddies the next day because they wanted to be cool and wear. No joke. And so they got crappie or bass, and then they've got crappie.
Crappie over in your neck of the woods.
Crappie.
I don't understand that.
We don't understand crappie. It's like you're trying to be better than us. Crappie. I'm crappie.
And coming from the people that call every panfish a perch, we're the one that says crappie and not crappie.
We don't call everything a perch. We call everything a brim. Get it right.
We call everything a perch. Right.
Uncle Jeep says, do you carry any carp gear?
So we don't carry any carp-specific gear. There is another company that's by us. They're about 40 minutes north of us, called Big Carp Tackle. I don't recommend many companies out there, but I've never personally done a business with them, but I've seen so many people that have, and they're a really good company to work with from what I can tell. That's what I'd recommend.
Here's a good question. How does someone with a small business contact you if they want to get involved with Tackle Bandit?
You can send us an email to to info@tacklebandit.com, or you can give us a call at 918-809-5245, or just Google Tackle Bandit, call our store, and we'll let you know what you have to do. Just a quick little background on that. Our wholesale requirements are super small. So even if you're a small store, like, we are willing to work with anybody and everybody. Our minimum initial order is incredibly small based on other companies we've done business with. And that's to help these smaller companies, mom and pop shops who can't spend an exuberant amount of money to buy stuff, who might only need just a couple of things. We want to do everything we can to get you quality products.
Awesome. Yeah, you got several people in chat saying that they own those fish flops.
Yeah. Yep.
They probably got them at CatCon.
We need some catfish ones.
So I actually contacted the company, and they were like, "There's no way. There's not that many cat fishermen." Yeah, they have. Yep.
Insert evil laugh here.
So seriously, we have convinced so many stores to carry catfish stuff because we're like, look, we literally just did catfish supplies for 3 or 4 years. Like, that's it. And this is where we're at now. And then they walk in our store, that we show them pictures, and they're like, "Are you kidding me? There's that many different things." And so it definitely does make a difference. The cat fishermen are out there, and if you want good catfishing stuff in your local store, tell them about it. Feel free to give them our information or other. There's tons of other stores out there that supply quality catfish gear. Get them a hold of somebody, and try to get them in the store.
Yeah, we have Jeremy met the guy from Phantom Outdoors here, right behind my house, basically.
Yeah.
And they're still struggling to get that stuff in. I keep telling them, I was like, call Jeremy and get some more stuff in.
I need to tell Joey again.
We ship out orders every day.
Yeah, they don't have the brutes. They barely have any demon dragons. They barely have any line. And I'm like, come on, guys. I know you know the guy.
So, I mean, like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, we ship out orders every day. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day where him and I probably just pack orders for most of the day and help our in-store customers. And then it's a catch-up thing on Tuesday. We ship out orders every single day. Most orders ship out within 24 hours if they're ordered like Monday through Friday. A lot of the times, if you place an order at like 2 o'clock on a Friday, if it's going to go out UPS, it's going to go out that day. We've had some people literally get their stuff that's, a couple hours away within 24 hours of ordering it because of how our shipping stuff is set up.
One more time, where's the brick and mortar store? Brooks Pierce is asking.
All right, it's at 202 South 2nd Street in Collinsville, Oklahoma.
There you go.
So we're about 30 minutes north of Tulsa.
Awesome. So big events coming up, the second year that it's happened, and we'll have Steve, Douglas, and Hervé on here to talk about Catfish Conference Kansas City. It's coming up I think it's the first weekend in October. I know it's the 6th and 7th. But yeah, so that's coming up in Kansas City, and you guys are planning on being there, right?
Yeah, we actually have word that we might be carrying some of the a few of the major brands out there. We're potentially releasing a new product from K9 Fishing. So we're really excited. We're planning on having probably one of our biggest booths we've ever had. We actually have some more racks in the back that are in the middle of being completed to add to our store. And we're going to have a lot of stuff. Like we found out last year, like how many guys are looking for certain things, and we're going to definitely, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because I don't want everybody to bring that stuff, but we're have to offer.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people were surprised at how popular that show was in the first year last year.
Yeah. The one thing that I hope is better, I hope there's more vendors there this year. That was the biggest complaint that we heard. They expected to be more people. The one thing that people don't understand is not many catfishing companies are in this area. They're not in the Midwest. They're all over by where you're at, or up in Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina area. And there's a few of them that are making the drive. They're driving, 15, 16 hours to get out here. And I mean,
we do to Louisville.
Yeah, definitely. Come out and support those guys. It's in October. It's before rifle season. Thank God this year. That was probably the one.
Yeah, that was the biggest complaint I heard, is that it was on the opening day of rifle season.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think and Steve and Hervé definitely listened to the pleas from that. I can tell. So I'm super excited about it. There's going to be a lot of stuff there.
You know what I like best about Kansas City, and I urge people that if you're in this area, to come on out. But the best thing about coming out was just being able to meet everybody and talk with people like Jeremy and Nate and Steve and all the different owners. And it really kind of shapes your preferences. Maybe you never heard of this rod or this reel, but then you meet the owner and you hear the story about it and you're like, wow, this is a great product. I've heard great things, but now I've met the people, and the people are even better. And Nate and Jeremy are one of those people. Do you kind of agree with that?
I 100% agree. You're going to be able to come to CatCon and you're going to be able to shake around probably 8 to 10 different brands of rods, all the reels you can think of. The business owners, man, that plays a huge part on how that actually represents the business. And we're a big, I completely agree with that from where I'm coming from. If I see somebody that's acting a fool, I don't want to be associated with it.
Exactly.
That's the most polite way I could put it. And we carry products that that they stand behind and we stand behind. If you buy a Catch the Fever rod and something happens to it, get a hold of us. We'll get you in touch with them, and they'll make it right. I mean, there's no questions. Same with Mad Cash, same with Rippin' Lips, Meat Hunter. We've had some crazy things happen. We've had the post office make a lot of 2-piece rods out of 1-piece rods, and we take care of it. It's just we want to make sure we have the good service, the best service that we can offer.
Yeah. Yeah, and the second best thing about CatCon Kansas City is that all the restaurants are in walking distance. So if you can get a hotel room at the Crown Plaza or one of those areas that are really close to the convention center, you can park your vehicle all weekend and walk to the convention center. We took a whole group of people out, both nights, and went out to eat, and we pretty much shut down half the restaurant. And that was the most fun thing is, around my area, other than the few YouTubers and a couple other people that are around here, I don't get to have catfish talk a lot and YouTube talk. But man, when you go to an event like this, everybody's thinking the same thing. They're talking about fishing. They're talking about products. They're telling big fish stories and stories about the one that got away. And that's the best thing about CatCon, and we get to support small business. And as a person that loves Amazon just as much as you and Miss Beck it's something fulfilling about, buying something from a small business because you know where that money's going to go.
So one thing I'm going to touch on the thing about small business is that with Amazon, you're paying for a big name. Like that company makes a lot of money, and it's awesome that they came in with that. But for a company like Tackle Bandit, Catch the Fever, you're putting shoes on some kid's feet. You're helping somebody go to a ball class or a ball game or ballet or whatever it is. You're helping a family. People see Tackle Bandit and they think it's this huge thing. We're a small business in the grand scheme of it all. We've got 4 employees. We're growing. We're super thankful for it. I can't even begin to tell you where I think we're going to be in 3 to 5 years, but it's awesome to see and have the support from everybody from being somebody who has a small business. And with CatCon in Kansas City, make sure you book your hotel next to the right convention center, because I messed up last year. we were 20 minutes away because I was like, oh, awesome, it's right across the street, and it was the wrong convention center. So
Bartle Hall.
One.
Bartle Hall, right?
I think, yeah, Bartle. Is it Bartle or Bartlett?
Bartle.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's the
Bar something.
It's above the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adventures with the Burks said, thank you for the discount. Just bought the pink Hellcat for my little girl. She's been begging one. Love your site.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much. We'll get that shipped out tomorrow. Hey, do we have – so one thing that is going to happen, if you do buy rods here in the next week or two, there might be a delay because our manufacturer for our rod tubes is a little bit behind. So we have,
5 tubes
Yeah,
left.
we have 5 tubes left. So we're probably going to have to figure something else out. But
we'll get them out.
I think we've got like almost 1,000 rod tubes coming here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I got about 7 or 8 of them. If you want them, you can come get them.
Yeah, ship them over here. It probably costs more to ship them than they're worth.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of shipping costs and everything, like there's a lot that is included in those costs that you guys don't necessarily know about. Those rod tubes cost between $4 to $6 a piece, like boxes and stuff. Like it's incredible what this stuff actually costs. So even though a shipping price might seem a little high, there's other fees, tape, packing material that are associated with it. Time. And so that's just something that we just want to be transparent about, that like we're not making money on shipping.
Well, even we've been looking over the numbers and crunching it here in the last week. We actually dropped our standard shipping down to $10 instead of $12.
Okay.
Sized items.
So what happens with that is like there might be an item that you buy that might cost $8 to ship, but it balances out because the guy that ordered after you is $12. And so instead of trying to figure out and making it super complicated, or if you order 2 cast nets and you're in Washington and it costs $40 a ship, we're eating that cost to allow for equal savings for everybody. So it's just we try to go off of our average and balance it out that way. It's just easier for everybody else and just try to keep it reasonable.
Yeah. Eric Simmons said, Fat Fish Designs thanks Tackle Bandit.
Yes, sir. We actually need to get together. We
pretty quick.
Yeah, we got 2 boards left, or bait boards. So I need to get with you and try to get some more ordered.
Brooks Pierce said, I need to go to Kevin's next yard sale.
Hey, are they doing the used gear thing at CatCon again?
Yeah, so that's a good point. So there's the Fisherman Swap Shop at CatCon, and we'll talk about this a lot more when Steve comes on, hopefully. But you pay $5 and you can bring used or new fishing gear that you don't use anymore, and you can sell it. So like if you bought a rod and you just don't use it anymore, you can bring it in there and give somebody a great deal on it. I think the mistake that people made at Kansas City, which was the first time we offered it, is that they brought some things and they wanted close to brand new price for it. So that's not going to cut it when you can walk 10 feet away and go to Tackle Bandit and get it brand new for about the same price.
Yeah.
So only bring stuff that you're willing to part with for a heck of a deal.
That's something else we do too. We don't really like advertise about it, but like we buy used rods and reels. Like we took a trade on a specific brand of reel or rod for a different brand because they were like, I don't really like this. I want to try this. So if you're in our area, or shoot, even at CatCon, if you like, you got to understand we got to be able to resell it. So it's definitely try Marketplace and your other selling options. But like that's something, if you don't want to hassle with it, we'll give you what we can and try to get you out with what you need.
Awesome. Adventures with the Burks, who just bought the Hellcat, says she wants an Ambassador Pro Rocket called Muddy Girl. Getting her one of them next. That sounds expensive.
I've never heard of that one yet. That's one thing we've. I'm sitting right here in front of our case, and like there's so many different types of Ambassador rockets. Like it's crazy. Like I know that's like like a Ohio, Kentucky type thing where people want stuff to really match. But I mean, we've got we've probably got 12 or 15 different
just
6500s. Yeah, rockets. It's unreal.
It is. Clearview Outdoors, Skip said Tackle Bandit family are awesome. Always do everything they can to help you out.
Yeah,
to help you get their products.
Don't forget that discount code, 15% off. Most things on the website. It's live15, live15.
And I'm putting that in the chat.
Yeah.
So that people can go take advantage of that at tacklebandit.com. Go check it out. One other thing I wanted to say before we go, as you said that, people think that Tackle Bandit is this huge thing. I think that's true as well. You said, we're just a small company, but it's true in the catfishing world. Tackle Bandit does seem like a powerhouse, and it's a big company in our minds. And I'm going to tell you why I think that is, and you can agree to disagree. But number one, you got your branding down. I mean, your logo looks awesome. It looks like it's, a company with huge resources that took the time to do that. You have a website, brick and mortar store. I think what you're doing with the company is really legitimizing it and making products available that everyone wants, and not filling a particular niche to a particular group of people. And I think for that, like when people hear Tackle Bandit, they're like, ooh, Tackle Bandit's coming, because they know that you guys have everything and that you serve everyone. So that's why I think people think you guys are huge.
I know Jeremy's thinking the same thing. We were told something, about 2 years back, that we were the Grizzly Jig of catfishing. And I was like, Grizzly Jig? Oh, it's a crappie store. And it, like, if you don't know who Grizzly Jig is and you're a crappie fisherman, you better drive over to Caruthersville, Missouri, and go check that store out, because they have like everything for crappie fishing. And like hearing somebody say that about us for catfishing, that's an awesome thing. Catfishing is growing so much. And I mean, I've made this point a couple times. We want to carry just quality products. We do everything we can to help these smaller, like individually owned companies, just to help grow. And we're doing everything we can to do that. Everything from like our apparel, it's small companies that manufacture. Like our literally next door neighbor is the one who makes our hats and a few other things. Banners, yeah. And then we buy bait from a small company. Like we try to support everybody that we can, and these other companies that are going to help us grow. We do tons of giveaways in store. We do a monthly giveaway. Most of the time it's from smaller brands that we try to like, hey, come check this out. You want a chance to win this? That like we just.
Yeah, we've had people that have won an item and they've come back and got another item from that company because they liked it. Kind of like a mystery tackle box kind of idea. Give them a bunch of they didn't know they needed.
I like that. You didn't know you needed that. One last comment here. Michael Murillo Murillo Family Fishing, my co-host for the Real Deal Fishing podcast. He said, consider buying 2 or 3 rods at a time to make shipping fee worth it. They can fit 2 or 3 into the same tube as well. With the 15% code, that about wipes out the shipping fee as it is. There you go. Just buy more and the shipping will be cheaper.
So one thing we can actually do, we have flat. So if you buy, it doesn't matter if you buy a pack of hooks or 800 hooks, you pay $10. Unfortunately, we can't offer free shipping just because of the price of everything is so expensive right now, and shipping costs have gone through the roof. But for rods, you can buy 1 rod and pay $30, or buy 20 rods and pay $30. We'll eat the extra cost, so you're not going to get billed for it. So that's something that we try to do everything we can to make it reasonable. We definitely would encourage you to make a larger purchase to make your shipping fee level out. We just do everything we can to just to keep everything priced reasonably.
So instead of buying 1 Muddy River Blue Cat rod, buy 8. Have yourself a whole set. And well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thanks for agreeing to come and sharing your family time with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Live 15 zone code at tacklebandit.com.
Live 15 at tacklebandit.com just for the next 24 hours. Live LIVE 15. All right, I'm going to pray us out and we'll get out of here. You guys hang out backstage. We'll talk real quick.
We'll do.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this show. We thank you for everybody that came in. Thank you for Nate and Jeremy, Lord. They took time out from their family to spend with us. We thank you for blessing us with the ability to talk about and do the things that we love. We know that others are suffering with famine and war, and we're just so thankful that you bless us with a country where we're able to do this. We don't have to worry about those types of things. But we just ask that you keep everybody safe until we meet the next time, Lord, and we give you all the praise, honor, and glory. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Until next time, happy fishing.